Well, my name's Jonah. I'm a 12-year-old boy and I've got hydrocephalus, which is extra fluid on the brain. So I've had two shunts in my lifetime. My first one was at the age of 4, my second one at the age of 7. Mum does get stressed about me getting frustrated because of my head I cannot do certain activities that I love, such as football. And I know Mum gets upset by this because all Mum's trying to do is keep me safe. But I just feel frustrated sometimes and I'm attempting to stop this. Well, my academy is very small and is on 2 floors, so it's a really nice, small, compact school. I went there in year 5 and they knew me in year 7. So, and we get extra funding, it's brilliant, everyone's really courteous to me. Even older people who Mum thought might bully me or something because of my head. Everyone's really caring and courteous. And my school go above and beyond because in like mainstream PE, which is football, rugby, basketball, they try their hardest to find me extra activities such as table tennis, which I am now excelling in.
I remember my mother-in-law telling me off. He'd been home 3 days and he gave me a little bit of attitude, as 4-year-olds do, and I told him off and she said, "Oh, you can't tell him off, he's poorly." But no, I can tell him off because if I give him a little bit now and I don't keep him in line, he's just going to run away with it. And so I am probably a little bit harder on him, a little bit more stricter on him, but I think it's for his own benefit and I think that's what's made him who he is today.
Since having this problem at a young age, when I went and joined a new school, I openly said I will do a PowerPoint on it, and I find myself an open person. So if anyone wants to know at any point in time, I will tell them.
I think because the autistic spectrum is so vast, it's very much about staff's ability to change and amend the way they work with young people as much as it is about the young person. With the spectrum being so vast, the difficulties are just as vast as the spectrum is. And it very much lies with us as teaching staff to be more accepting, be more understanding, to be more aware of your impact on the young person who's in your class or in front of you.
I just hope he fulfills what he wants to. I've got no pressure to apply to him. If he's happy and he's healthy, well, I'll be happy. But yeah, no, we've been twice asked in the night at hospital if we would like the vicar to visit him through his operations, and maybe he won't make it through till tomorrow. So I've got him to 12. We're all right. So no, whatever he chooses and whatever he does, if he's happy and is healthy, I'll be a happy mum.
My aspirations are to be a football physiotherapist for Derby County Football Club. With that, I'll need to do a Masters Sports Science to be one. Because, however, my school have found me alternatives in PE and like table tennis, and I believe I'm training hard for this.
Yes.
So if the opportunity arises to be a Paralympian, it'd be a dream come true, and I would never turn it down.
We've been really fortunate to find a positive in it, and we've met lots of other children who have additional needs. So it kind of has made my other children more aware, more globally aware, and we're not so in a little bubble of. There are lots of people out there with lots of different conditions and issues, and I think it makes everybody a better person for that. And I wouldn't change him. And I wouldn't change how we've done things, even though I've had my tears and my tantrums, and so has he. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I think you kind of get what you can deal with, and we've done all right.
Young people with autism often don't understand the social cues that you and I do. as far as body language, facial expressions. You and I could quite quickly understand if someone talking to us was angry or upset, whereas young people with autism can't always take those cues.
I personally have Asperger's syndrome, and that doesn't inhibit me too much, but it does cripple, really, my ability to recognize body language, social cues. I don't account for a lot of things that normal people do and they take for granted. I see language and words as sort of building materials for a bridge. Imagine that you're going along a bridge, and then when you find that the bridge is cut off halfway across, you then build the bridge as you walk over it. That's how I understand language. I go through for a sentence, and before each word, I pick the most appropriate word or phrase or idiom that suits the sentence.
I think young people with autism who are quite high functioning and possibly have lower anxiety levels can manage and cope quite well in mainstream schools. And the education that they're provided in those schools is very, very good. I do also feel that there is a need for special schools for other young people who struggle more significantly.
Secondary school was not fun for me, phrased bluntly. Obviously, secondary school is an incredibly social environment. Obviously, everyone expects you to make friends. You know, there's the playground politics that you have to navigate past, and I just can't see any of it. So secondary school was very hard for me. I didn't have many friends, and the friends I did have were social outcasts. The autism didn't really help me out academically aside from English, and even then it alienated me a bit because some teachers didn't quite know what to make of it.
A lot of older students, through me doing things with them, like I love football, so I will come and watch their football games off school transport. Through that, they respect me a lot more than some other pupils, and like they're more caring and courteous to me. And if they see me just walking around watching 3G, they'll ask me how my day's been, which I believe is really nice.
Graduating was an incredible feeling, not for the ceremony itself, though it was certainly quite grand, but more for the sense that I have taken a natural talent that I have had for a very long time, and I have pushed my ability and my perseverance towards that subject to a massively academically recognized level. And I do definitely feel accomplished. I feel like there is a lot that I have had to struggle through, a lot I've had to overcome, but looking back on it now, I'd go through it all again if it meant getting this result. I'd say what I've observed from my life is that the condition I have, at least, and probably most other mental disabilities as well, is that at times they do seem like a curse, but they're also a blessing. You might not realise that, and this is me talking to someone that would have a mental disability and trying to deal with it, is that you would feel like it's a curse more times than you'd feel like it's a blessing. But I've learned things and observed things about human nature in the world around me that I don't think people really grasp most of the time. I would say that nothing that people say to you affects what you do. What you can do is anything that you want. And if I had to summarize it in one sentence, it would be, your ability is not defined by words on a piece of paper. It's defined by how you feel in your heart about your capabilities.